Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a tarot monthly horoscope for July 2018. And this is for you coming from Aquarius. So let me shuffle my tarot cards. And the first card that I'm going to pull for you will have to do with your first 15 days of July. And we'll tackle the areas of your job first. So you coming from Aquarius are going to find it very difficult if you are holding on to a job. And it says that your superiors will turn against you and you may have to change positions in the job even if you don't lose it. And you will be let down and played out by promises, and your reputation or your worth will be also lowered. So you're not going to get what you want in the first 15 days in areas of job. So don't go about demanding more pay and wanting a better position and status. Just hold on to it quietly. Otherwise your first 15 days is going to itself have a snap and you might be just looking around for another job. Regarding business, this card is also very troublesome. It says you either have already exposed yourself to trouble or you are about to expose yourself to trouble this very month of July in the first 15 days. So any expansion plans, going into new areas of business, finding a partner, even getting a bank loan, everything will point towards trouble. So I would prefer that you hold on to what you have right now, consolidate, look after what you already have, postpone activity which may be coming towards you or which you also already have. Otherwise it will be too much for you on this first 15 days to try and fulfill everything, and your business will be stretched and your finances will be stretched and you'll be in trouble. That's the way I'm looking at it. So job difficulties, business difficulties, financial areas are not all that great. So you cannot go about wanting to be very adventurous. You'll tell yourself that it's better I hold on to what I have, otherwise I'll see quite a bit of it being lost as well in the first 15 days. Now I'm going to pull the second card. And this will be to do with your romance, marriage and family. Let's talk about your romance first. And it's a card that says that something of a secretive nature may be exposed, and that may be troubling you or that may be troubling your romance partner. So be careful, because something is being exposed and to bring a lot of issues which are problematic to the level of even a breakup. Don't be stubborn, don't dominate, and don't want to show arrogance. Try to deal with whatever bad news that comes as kindly as you can for the sake of holding on to the romance. And if you find a new romance, tell yourself it's going to come loaded with complications and a very troublesome one. So don't give your heart away. Don't dive into it 100%. Feel it slowly. See how it's going to work. Check out on the person, no harm. Because it's not the person to blame. It is the period of time to blame. So that person will come at that time very troubled right into your lap. And you've got a troubled one there. And it will just add on to the romance being more problem. That's if a new romance comes. And if you have an ongoing romance, tell yourself, be very cautious. It can easily go to breaking point. And this thing I mentioned about secrecy, tread lightly on it. There is something there for you to worry. If you are married, then be very careful that past issues are shown on this card to give you trouble. So I consider romance as short term, I consider marriage as long term. So the short term ones are one thing, but the long term ones say that past issues are going to return to trouble you. So whatever has been troubling you in marriage in the past will return. Is it financially based? Is it based because some secretiveness was going on and the exposure was there for some reason? Is it something said, something done and was not forgivable? So tell yourself that if you want to hold on to your marriage in this first 15 days, you have to be very careful of what you say, what you do, and you'll have to bend backwards too. And if you feel that it's worthwhile, the marriage, tell yourself it's only 15 days that I have to be careful about, and I'll do so by bending backwards and accommodating my partner, and that way you'll be able to save it. Your family areas, I would suggest don't allow your siblings, brothers, sisters, or your parents to interfere with your problems in marriage or in romance. It only gets worse. All right. Now the next card I pull will be for your lucky dates. I'll talk to you about your last 15 days a bit later on. Your lucky dates here, according to this card, for the month of July, you coming from Aquarius, I'll have to choose the dates which are the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th. According to this card, the planetary signs all point to the 8th, 17th, and 26th. There's a Saturn, there's a Uranus, there's a Venus. So between that, I will choose the 8th, 17th, and 26th. And on these dates, you will be able to find plenty of solutions, plenty of help in all areas of your life, whether it's the romance, the marriage, the job, the business, the finances. So use the morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime to the exclusiveness, and use as much of your time to find solutions for yourself. So that's your lucky dates. I will talk to you about your lucky ages. And your lucky ages. Now there are many short-term planets here, and I see the sign of Gemini there as well. So I'm going to say that your lucky ages, if you happen to be the ages of 22, 31, 40, 49, 58, 67, or 76, you are going to be one very lucky person in the month of July. You are able to somehow maneuver yourself, and all these pitfalls I've been talking about for people in Aquarius, you'll be able to bypass them. So you'll be very lucky, and you'll be able to do well in job, business, romance, and marriage as well. But remember that you'll have about 30% advantage over others. So don't go to town about it and expose yourself to too much risk either. So that's your lucky ages. One more card to talk to you about your health. And for you, there's an allergy problem, and it's a breathing problem. So it could be sinusitis, it could be asthma, it could be something to do with your lungs during this month. So tell yourself that you need to take your coughs and colds very seriously, and take your sinus very seriously as well, because infection can just go deeper and deeper. Now I'm going to talk to you about your last 15 days, and I pulled the card up. And your last 15 days for you coming from Aquarius, they're even worse. They're even worse. And so this is a card that ties you up, doesn't give you freedom. So let's talk of your job area. And so being tied up, don't dream of getting another job, or even if you get one, it may be even worse. And try to, where you are, do the best possible. So you are stuck in a situation. You can only improve it. You cannot leave it. That's what this card says about your job area. If you force the issue and walk out and go somewhere else, you'll be asking for more trouble. So try and rectify your position or your condition in the ongoing job. Do your best. Try not to show arrogance. Try not to be part of a team of people in your place of job that have a bad reputation of creating problems, things like that. And improve your teamwork, I suppose. Well, if you're in business, you're also tied up. So you have nowhere to go. So stick to the business you have. Try to do the best as possible. Never mind if it's slow. Never mind if it's suffering. Because a card like this, if you venture out, you expose yourself to more risk. So stay as you are. Tell yourself it's only 15 days towards the end on the end of the month, the last 15 days. And I'll just weather the storm by lying low and not exposing myself financially to any risk. And that way the 15 days will pass. But if you venture out to risk, then I can see your losses will be even worse. And more difficulties will come. Finances can be just lost very easily. Well, talking of finances, it's going to be a very tight last 15 days for you. And the chances of you getting any help is very slim, because basically your worth has been lowered. That's how this card shows. So that's why you are tied up with nowhere to go, no windows, doors opening for you. So just lie low and tell yourself your financial situation is a very big risk. Let's talk of your romance, marriage, and family for the last 15 days of July. And well, it shows strife, S-T-R-I-F-E, which means trouble. So it says that you have to control your arrogance and don't be dominating, and improve your tolerance for others. That's what the card says. So why don't you just follow that advice and you'll find that your romance, ongoing romance, will be much in a better position. Even during a bad period, if you just control yourself, you will find that you lessen the ability of negative things to happen. Okay? So if you find a new romance in the last 15 days, it will come with plenty of anger. So you find a person who is a very angry person who wants to come into your life. Be careful. I'm talking only of the 15 days. Later on, this anger may dissipate. But right now, in the last 15 days of July, anger is entering your life in the way of a new romance. So think carefully. Anger could be due to many things. And you yourself, this card says, can be at risk because this romance may be a short-term one. So the period of time of the last 15 days of July is not good to get anything new or to do anything new. So finding a new romance, expect trouble. The ongoing romance, as I said earlier, or I'm going to say again now, is plenty of trouble erupts all over the place. Be careful what you say. And again, don't be arrogant, improve your tolerance, take the soft approach, and you will help your ongoing romance. Otherwise, it can also just walk out the door. And if you don't care about it, that's fine, a good riddance. But if you care about it, you'll be very sorry about it. And your marriage. Now, long-term affairs here are in a better shape. So short-term affairs, I consider romance short-term, I consider marriage long-term. So long-term affairs are a bit in a better period, but still, better period, not the planets of conflict are here, planets of arrogance are here, the planets of, they come in the form of lightning and thunder on this card. So all that eruption can take place anytime in your marriage in the last 15 days of July. So you don't want to be the person who sets the fire up. You want to be the person who keeps it nice and cool. So mind what you say, mind what you do, step back if you are being insulted, and ask yourself, never mind, we'll talk about it another day. And let the 15 days pass of these last 15 days of July, and you'll be in much better shape. So it's going to be a difficult month like it's seen to you. Well, I'm already Skyping and I'm charging USD 50 for a 90-minute Skype session. That will cost you USD 50. And I will tackle your next 7 or 8 years for you in all areas of your life based on your date of birth, your time of birth and your palms. I'll face read you while I Skype. And I will tackle age by age and calendar year by calendar year in detail to tell you all areas of your life, how they are going to pan out. And you'll be in a position when you know them in advance how to get them better. Even the 1 or 2 periods which I might tell you are going to be very bad, you'll have enough time to rectify them before you get into the period. That's the idea. And I'll give you lots of information about good colors and your direction energy and gemstone energy. I'll talk to you about your lottery numbers based on your date of birth, time of birth, looking at your palms. So go to Facebook, go to Skype, leave me a message, send me an email, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. Until then, thank you and good luck.